Both the UK and New Zealand have now made moves to eventually ban all smoking and tobacco use. In the UK, the proposed law would make it illegal for anyone born after January 1st, 2009 to buy a tobacco product ever. So this law would basically raise the legal smoking age every year until it eventually applies to everybody. So with Canada being one of the world leaders in warnings of the dangers of smoking, could we be the next country to try this? Michael Chaitin is a senior scientist with CAMH and an associate professor in the Centre for Global Health at the University of Toronto. He's in studio with us with this fascinating backdrop this morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
So New Zealand made the move first. They banned anyone born after January 1st, 2009 from buying tobacco. They also passed legislation that reduced the nicotine content in cigarettes. That was a big one. And they slashed the number of retailers allowed to sell the product by 90%. Huge moves. We know that making it illegal doesn't mean it can't be accessed. So how do these moves curb smoking in younger people?
The New Zealand proposal is a comprehensive one that addresses a number of different elements of the reasons why people smoke. It reduces the availability of cigarettes. It takes the addictive drug out of cigarettes, and it also makes it harder for people who haven't started smoking yet to start smoking. I think all of these measures together give the signal that tobacco is just not a normal commercial product, and that we're ready to sort of move on to understanding it as similar to the way that we do other drugs.
When we take a look at teens in Canada, we like to laud ourselves that Canadian teens are already smoking less than they used to, but there's an asterisk to that. Our vaping rates are some of the highest in the world. Daily vaping rates among students from grades 7 to 12 are at 8%. And for students in grades 10 to 12, that number is 12%. So do measures that restrict the sale of tobacco products also need to apply to vaping products?
I think one of the real advantages of the New Zealand proposal is it makes this distinction between vaping and smoking. Vaping is much less dangerous than smoking. It has harms, and people who don't smoke shouldn't vape. But for people who do smoke, it can be a real advantage way to quit. And so what they've done is they've said, we're taking the dangerous product off the market, but we're leaving this alternative. So we're still giving people choices. If you want to use nicotine, there's still an available option there. In Canada, we have basically the worst of both worlds. We still have cigarettes on the shelves, and we have vaping too. And we're allowing the vapes to be used by youth and not really getting them into the hands of the people who might need them.
That would explain some of the statistics we were just talking about. So how realistic is it that we could ever see a widespread measure to restrict or even ban the sale of tobacco products here?
Well, I mean, Canada is working towards what they call a tobacco endgame, looking to reduce the prevalence of tobacco smoking to less than 5% by 2035. And we're well on our way to doing that. And I think as the prevalence of smoking falls, it becomes incumbent upon us to change the way that we address the problem. And things like a smoke-free generation or taking the nicotine out of cigarettes become more feasible, especially in a country like Canada.
It's a fascinating look at what's happening in other countries and what could be happening here. Michael, thanks for being on this morning.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.